Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome. This is Knowledge. Thanks for joining me. First of all, I would really like to apologize because today I'm coming to you in 480p instead of 1080. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm using my JVC handheld trusty camcorder instead of my two HD cameras that I have here, my D5500, my D5100. I also have other high-def cameras as far as my phone and also a drift camera, action cam, but I primarily just use that for, motor vlog or some type of action vlog or, things like that. But I want to talk to you today about the D5500. So if you're going to get past the 480p, I think we'll be fine, and maybe you can learn something for the newbies, and maybe for the people that's like me, intermediate, not a pro, but intermediate prosumer, okay? Maybe you can weigh your options. Now, around 2 days ago, first off, a little bit of yak right here. First off, I would really like to talk about how, do I feel that the D5500 is going to warrant a purchase if you got the D5300? Now, as far as when I came into DSLRs and I didn't know really what to do, I didn't know anything about lenses. I knew nothing about aperture. I knew nothing about ISO. I knew nothing about depth of field. I knew nothing. I knew absolutely nothing. But I did know that I did want a DSLR camera because I knew it was going to give me a better quality than what you're seeing today, as far as the camcorder, and it'll give me a more artistic feel, and I can have more manual control over what I really wanted to do with video. And me myself, I'm primarily into video. I do some photography, but I'm very much so into video. So me not knowing, when I did purchase a DSLR, I got the D5100. Now with the D5100, had video options, 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second. Didn't give me 60 frames per second option. It also did not give me control over the ISO, and as far as when I'm video, and it didn't give me those options as far as to control the ISO or the frame rate, basically the shutter speed. I'm sorry. So that limited me a whole bunch. After I figured out how to use the DSLR and learned about f-stops and learned about things that I needed to know about. But it gave me an opportunity to learn on this camera, and which is a very good camera. Now the specs on here is, it has a 16, what is the, maybe I should have did my homework before I did this, but I'm really just coming to you from the heart with the drink, and I'm talking to you, so I want you to make for people that's thinking really about buying, a new D5500. I'm coming to you on the level of just conversation here. So a lot of homework ain't done. It's just basically a common sense talk with you all, and for people that want to get into it. But the DSLR Nikon D5100 has a 16.2 or 4 megapixel sensor. It's an XP2. Okay, and that's good. That's good. That's hell of a good camera, hell of a good look, a hell of a good photography camera or video camera. But when I learned the things that I needed to learn, and I was ready to upgrade, but I had a certain price point that I wanted to be at. Then I had the options between the D5200 and maybe the D5200 and the D3300. And I kind of came up in my mind that I was looking at the D5300 for a while. Now, I got this camera around 2 years ago, and I only had the kit lens. So in between that time of 2 years of learning, I got my lenses, and I began to do more and seeing more of a artistic expression that I could do. And as I learned, I said, well, let me go to the D5300. Because the D5300 gave me the option. Also, it kept what I liked about it was the flippy tilt screen. I love that. It gave me Wi-Fi option, but I really wasn't into the Wi-Fi thing. It's cool. I'll probably use it one day. but I just got this camera probably around a month ago. The ISO range is a little bit better low light capabilities. The lenses that I bought for the D5500 fit right on here. Built up a nice little arsenal of audio equipment. So the options that I was able to upgrade from here, also I'm going to give you a jewel if you do have a D5500 to what you need to do to maybe enhance your video capability. But what I was able to do on here, I was able to not monitor my audio, but I was able to at least check my audio because it gave me a better option, a better feel of what the audio was and not clipping. When it came to the D5500, it only gave me settings 1, 2, 3 and an automatic. Well, here you can have an automatic, but you also have settings as far as to see your levels actually as they are working. You know, and this was a big thing. Also, this has the low pass filter is off on this, so you get a cleaner, crisper image with this camera. The sensors is a 24 megapixel point something megapixel sensor. Has an XP 4 better processor. Also, it focuses a lot quicker and faster and things like that. And the big thing was, like I said, I'm into video, so it shot 60 frames. 60 frames per second at at progressive. And that was a major thing. And I was really thinking about the D5200, but it didn't give me that option. It gave me 60 frames per second and interlace. So, you know, I figured, like, you know, let me go with this and I can deal with this. Now, here we go. The D5300 is fairly new camera and fairly, you know, this is a great camera. I've used it for a couple of things. I really haven't had any big projects with it yet because I haven't had any time, but I have done major work with this camera. I mean, I've done things at universities, I've done banquets, I have done football games. I'm talking about real photography and real events, paid events, and this got me through. Learned my skills on this, and able to have a backup camera is a wonderful thing. So I thought I would just upgrade and keep this, and the 5100 will still be used. Not as much as the D5300, of course, but it will still be used. A wonderful camera. So now I see that the D5500 just came out. And with the D5500, I'm saying that it has basically the same specs as my D5300. The only thing that's really different is that we don't have the option to have a touchscreen. Now I'm wondering, what is the... I really feel like if Nikon wanted to do the touchscreen thing, they should have did it with the D5300. That's what they should have did off bat, because, you know, when the D53 was coming out, Canon, you know, came out with the T5i, and, you know, they had that option. It should have been in here. Also, what I believe that they should have did with the D5300, also able to have an earphone jack. You know, I'm just talking to you like this barbershop talk. This for the cats that, you know what I mean, you might go to different stations and you're going to hear a lot of technical talk, but I'm talking common sense, you know, with you. So I'm going to give another shot of yak for this. So, Hennessy. Check it out if you ain't got none. But on the real, folks, I really feel like the D5300 should have had an earphone jack. Okay, and that, I'd rather have that than a touchscreen. But, hey, it doesn't. Okay, so you got to be careful with your audio, and, you know, once you get more into it, you will understand how to, like, you know, get it where you want it to be when you're recording the video, okay? But the D5300 is an awesome upgrade from the D51 to the D53. That's a logical explanation or a logical reason to upgrade. I don't see the logical upgrade to the 5500. I really believe marketing put it to 5500 and skipped it to 54 because they want to trick your mind to believe that you're really getting upgraded, but you're really not. All you're getting basically is the same specs, basically, with a touchscreen. And I'm telling you folks, I'm telling you people, If you're getting into the game of the DSLR, you want to, learn your skills, I wouldn't do it, because I wouldn't go to the 5500. I would, I don't even know if I would recommend the D5100. I wouldn't recommend this camera either. I really say, if you got this camera, keep this camera as a good backup. But if you want to get into DSLRs, I would probably recommend the D5300. Because you're going to have video control. You're going to have your ISO control, and you're going to have your shutter speed control. That's really what you need. You need aperture control on this thing too, but you don't have that. But if you want to go Nikon, I really suggest the D5300 or the D3300. Build from there, and don't worry so much about touchscreen. See, the beautiful thing about DSLRs is different from camcorders and smartphones, is that the reason why you get into DSLR, as far as for me, the fun of it is learning these types of things like aperture and f-stop, aperture and ISO, and learning these types of things and being able to manual focus. I don't want to be shooting video. I really don't want to shoot video for a project or for myself. I don't want to have to touch the touch the screen and have it focus on me. That take out all the artistic juice of it for me. That takes out everything for me. Now, I'm not saying that if I had this in the 5300, I would not be happy. I would be happy. But I'd be more happy with an earphone jack to be able to monitor really with some earphones what I'm listening to as far as recording. But I really think I'll call out products, because before I called out the Akai NPC 2000 or NPC Renaissance, I'm sorry. And I really, I like Nikon. I really like the products that they give to the public, and we consume these products and we use them. But you're really not going to get much difference. You're not going to get any difference at all from the D5300 to the 5500. You're going to have a slightly different grip. Maybe you're going to have a slighter, better feel in the hand, but you're not going to drop your DSLR, people. And number one, let's talk about cost. Or number two. I bought this brand new off of eBay for $500 Christmas time. So the body only. Now we're talking about the cost maybe being just for the body around $900. Maybe. I don't know that for sure. But I have speculation that the body $900. Now when you get into $900 range, you're really getting into the full frame. To the full frame aspect of DSLRs. And if I'm going to spend $900 on a body only, I think at that time, I'll probably be looking towards going full frame. I don't think I would go $900 on a body to get a DX format. And DX format is good. Honestly, it is. I mean, yeah, you get your focal length is a little bit different. It's a lot different. But a lot of times it's helpful, especially when you want to be closer to something and you can't be, but the magnification on the crop sensor gives you a little bit better magnification. But say if you want to shoot 50 millimeter on a DX lens, on a DX camera, just get a 35, or get a 24 to 70 Sigma lens or something like that, where you have the range with a good aperture to be able to shoot at actual 35 or actually 50 millimeters and have a good aperture control. Or depth of field for those types of things. So I really don't see the need of spending $900 when you can get on eBay, you can get on, let's say, Amazon, and get this camera body only for $500, or get $500 or $600 in between that, or get a D3300 for $400. There's no need. Now, but again, this came with no lens attached to it. So, say if the body is $900 by itself for the 5500, and you have no lens, and you want to buy a lens, so you tack on another $100, $150 bucks. You're looking at $1,000, $1,050 to $1,100 that you have spent on a kit lens and a camera, basically the same camera for the D53, where you can get this camera. Say you want to spend $1,100 and this is your budget. where you can get a D5300. Let's say you get it from the same place I did on eBay. $500. You want to buy you a 35 millimeter 1.8 lens and a 50, or a zoom lens and a kit lens. You can do that. You can buy 3 lenses and a hell of a camera for $1,100. And maybe a nice tripod or other elements that's going to help you in your photography or your videography. So don't always just go spending just to be spending it just because it's the newest, hottest thing. I don't believe that the touchscreen is enough to warrant to buy the D5500 over the D53. So with that being said, people, hey, reason I'm coming to you like this is because it's hard to find real videos where people are just real. I mean, the people that just look like you. And I know I'm looking like somebody out there that don't see a lot of brothers, and this is not against anyone else, but they don't see a lot of brothers really talking about this type of stuff. So I'm coming to you for the people that's looking to get into these types of things. What you can do and how you can spend your money, because there's plenty other ways you can spend your money. So, final conclusion. Is the D5500 worth it? I say that the D5500 is worth it if, and only if, you are into the latest, greatest new thing. And if touchscreen is really your thing. And you have to have the newest thing. Yes. But it's not for you. If you've been in the game for a couple years, or you're not looking to go full frame, and you're just looking basically for the best DX camera out, you might want to just go with the D5300. Where you'll be able to save a lot of money, and you'll be able to get the same quality, the same exact quality out of this camera that you would the other. Now, I want to also tell you as a caveat, for those who have the D5100, go to Nikon Hacker, and you're able to download a hack that would allow you, you put on your memory card, put it into your camera, and then you can download it into your camera that will give you ISO and shutter speed control over in video mode. That's what I did with this camera, and I was able to do many things after I did that. I'm able to control the function just like I am in this camera. So now I have fully 2 functional video cameras. Or if I'm doing a project and I need assistance with someone that knows how to operate this camera, like my son, he can operate this camera and we can get different angles or, whatnot, because I have full function outside of aperture control with both of these cameras, but I have full function over video for this. So go to Nikon Hacker and, donate if you can, $1, $2, $5, $10 to them, because what they're doing is really making breakthroughs for the D5100. Still a great camera. Still a lovely camera. I'm going to be keeping this for a long, long time. So until then, this is Knowledge. Please check out the rest of the videos. If there's any else thing that you would like me to talk to you about or bring to you, I will. But hey, just have to come to you today after work and seeing that they released a new camera that don't do nothing besides what this one do, will give you touchscreen. And I ain't gonna let that ride, y'all. So bottoms up. Enjoy the year as it turned over, and I get with you soon. Peace. Keep God first, family second, and you third. One love.